Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the jungle, when the sun set, the animals cowered in their lairs because they knew that this was the time when the predators came out to play. This was the time when the hunter became the hunted. One such night, a lone hyena found herself stumbling across the dry jungle leaves. She was gasping for breath and her body was soaked in sweat. She had just escaped a brutal battle with a pride of lions, and she was now running for her life. Her fur was torn and her ribs were aching, but survival had gifted her another chance, or so she thought. She limped into a narrow clearing where the moonlight barely touched the ground. Every breath she took carried the sound of fear. She believed she was safe in this place, but she didn't know that in the jungle, safety was just an illusion. From the shadows above, a pair of piercing golden eyes watched her every move. They were high up in the branches, camouflaged by the dark foliage, their patience as deadly as their skills. The hyena was too exhausted to notice them as she lowered her head to drink from a shallow pool. Little did she know that those few moments of weakness would become the beginning of the end for her. Suddenly, a shadow fell over her. Startled, she looked up just in time to see a leopard leaping down from the tree. She could hear the wind rushing past his ears as he hit the ground with a soft thud, his claws extended, ready to strike. Before the hyena could react, he was on top of her. She screamed a chilling cry that echoed through the trees. Another shadow fell, and another leopard joined the attack. The hyena's worst fears were confirmed. She was trapped. In an instant, the jungle erupted. Leaves scattered, dust rose, and the silence of the night was shattered by the sound of survival's cruelest test. The first leopard held the hyena down with his powerful paws, pinning her legs to the ground. His eyes, glowing like emeralds in the darkness, stared into hers, reading her fear, tasting her terror. With a swift bite, he cut off her escape. Meanwhile, the second leopard attacked with equal ferocity. He was a blur of spotted muscle and sharp fangs. Each blow landed with deadly precision, targeting not her body, but her spirit, her will to live. The hyena fought back with desperate strength. She bit, twisted, pushed, lunging at the sky, trying to claw her way free. But against two adversaries who fought in perfect unison, her efforts were futile. Every lunge ended in a snarl, every bite in a hiss. Their teeth clashed, their claws interlocked, their muscles tensed. The hyena was caught in a web of teeth and claws, her fate hanging by a thread. As the seconds ticked by, her strength ebbed away. But the leopards did not give her a quick death. They wanted to teach her a lesson, to drive home the reality of their world. They wanted her to understand that sometimes there is no escape, no mercy, only the cold embrace of death. Just when it seemed that the hyena would be torn limb from limb, she managed to break free. She scrambled back, her eyes wide with fear and exhaustion. She had seen the glint of death in those emerald eyes, felt the chill of oblivion brush against her fur, and for a moment, she lived to fight another day. Gasping for breath, the hyena turned and fled. She ran blindly through the undergrowth, the sounds of pursuit echoing behind her. She didn't know how far she ran, how long she struggled. All she knew was that she was alive, for now. As dawn broke, she collapsed near a watering hole, her body battered, her spirit broken. She had escaped, but the victory felt hollow. She had survived, but the scars of the night would forever mar her soul. The hyena's desperate flight had taken her far from the clearing, yet somehow the leopards had found her again. They had followed her scent through the tangled maze of the jungle, their determination as unwavering as their strength. When they found her, she was weak and defenseless, her wounds a testament to the brutal ballet of the previous night. The hyena tried to rise, to flee, but her limbs refused to obey. The fatigue of the chase, the pain of her injuries, the sheer terror of it all, brought her crashing down. The leopards approached cautiously, their movements fluid, their eyes never leaving the trembling hyena. There was no need for a chase now, no thrill of the hunt. This was the end, and they knew it. The first leopard, the one with the emerald eyes, stepped forward. His gaze, usually so predatory, was now filled with a strange kind of sorrow. The hyena read this sorrow wrong, thinking it was pity, so she whimpered, hoping for mercy. Instead, the leopard spoke, his voice a low growl that rumbled through the trees. "You are a survivor, little hyena. You have lived a life of cunning and endurance. I respect that." His words were harsh, but they carried a weight that made them strangely comforting. "I am not here to end your life," the leopard continued, sensing her confusion, "but to end your suffering." With that, he took a step back. The hyena, unable to comprehend their words, could only stare in bewilderment. And then, as if in slow motion, the second leopard moved. He leaped forward, and in one swift movement, sank his teeth into the hyena's neck. It was over in an instant. The hyena's struggles ceased. Her breathing slowed, and her eyes lost their luster. The leopards had killed her quickly, mercifully, minimizing her pain. Yet there was a strange dignity in their act, a respect for the life they had ended. As the first rays of sunlight touched the forest floor, the leopards dragged their kill into the darkness of the trees. They disappeared into the shadows, taking with them the remnants of the night's battle. In the aftermath, the clearing was silent. The only evidence of the night's events was the disturbed earth and the faint smell of blood. The hyena's limp body was left where it fell, a grim reminder of the harsh realities of their world. As the morning progressed, the jungle stirred back to life. Birds sang, insects buzzed, and the wind rustled through the leaves. The hyena's screams had been silenced, and nature, in its relentless cycle, began to heal the wounds of the night. Yet, even in the heart of this vibrant ecosystem, there was a somber note. The death of the hyena, though brutal, was not without significance. It was a reminder of the delicate balance that held their world together, a balance of predator and prey, of life and death. For the leopards, the hyena was more than just a meal. It was a symbol of their dominance, a trophy of their skill. To them, the hunt was not merely about sustenance, but about asserting their place in the hierarchy of the wild. As the days passed, the memory of the hyena faded into the tapestry of the jungle. The leopards, having raised their cubs on the lessons of the hunt, prepared for their next pursuit. The hyena story, though tragic, became part of the jungle's lore, a tale whispered from generation to generation, a cautionary tale of survival and despair. Deep within the unforgiving embrace of the jungle, the circle of life and death continued unabated. The hyena's final moments were a testament to this eternal cycle. To truly appreciate the brutal truth of the wild, we must understand the delicate balance that governs it. Every action, every interaction, every kill or escape has a consequence. The hyena's escape from the lions was not its salvation, but only a postponement of its fate. Similarly, the leopard's decision to spare the hyena before the end was not an act of mercy, but a strategic choice to ensure the survival of their own. In the grand theater of the wild, every player has its role. Every creature, no matter how cunning or fierce, must answer to the laws of the jungle. As we reflect on the hyena's journey, let us remember that survival is a constant struggle, not just against external forces, but against the relentless passage of time itself. The hyena's story is a reminder that in the face of nature's indifference, our triumphs and tragedies are fleeting moments in an eternal cycle.